I'd like to call the public hearing to order for the public assistance at 6:02.
So every year, thank you very much. Every year in September, the state of Maine reviews the general assistance ordinances and all of the guidelines throughout the different counties based on a variety of things, based on cost of living, minimum wage, population. Every year, the select board hold a public hearing to go over and review the numbers. It's essentially a time for the public to learn what they are. We don't have a lot of control over them. If we don't adopt their numbers, then they won't reimburse should we pay any out. If we pay our general assistance in Acton, we get 50% of that back. I can tell you that at least the last 5+ years, we have not paid any general assistance out, but we still have the, primarily because no one is qualified for it based on these standards. And luckily we don't have a lot of people applying, but we have to adopt them. So normally what we do, and I know that I trust you're all here for the special town meeting and not the general assistance, so I'll just give a quick overview of the increases, and then next week hopefully the board will vote to approve them. So the numbers I'm going to give you are just for York County. They've been posted online. We've had them available in the town hall. A family of one can earn up to $1,192. To qualify for benefits. That's up $38 from last year. Family of two is an increase of $44, $58, $78, and $90. So essentially it's going up about $12 per person in the household. They did make an increase to the food maximums, meaning if you qualify based on how many people are in your household and your income is less than that amount, they have raised the weekly maximums, meaning the most that we could pay out for general assistance, averaging from 24 cents to $1.16, depending on whether there's 1 to 8 people in the household. And again, if anybody wants a specific, I can give you that. One of the things that did go up by $495, which is the first time it's increased in several years, is the burial maximums. If someone dies with no next of kin and they become a ward of the state, the town does have the obligation to help assist with funeral assistance, burials. Unfortunately, this is something we've dealt with in the past. It is up to $1,620 is the maximum that general assistance would pay out for that. The burial cremation increase of $100, which brings it to $1,125 for York County. Let's see, the other real changes here had to do with heating in York County. Heating is based on how many people are in the household and how many bedrooms. The increases, the weekly allowances went up anywhere from $12 to $127, again, depending on how many kids and whether or not the apartment is heated by the landlord or self-pay heat. So really when somebody comes in for general assistance, we have all these charts and we determine how many are in the household, what their income is, and we go across and we look at their lines. There's no wiggle room. They either qualify for that amount or they don't. So these are just the guidelines, state the sets. You're required to adopt them after a public hearing with any questions.
We have this public hearing every year.
We have a public hearing every year, and sometimes the numbers go up, sometimes they don't. When they go up, meaning that, hopefully a few more people will qualify should they find themselves in the need, but they're very strict. I know there was some conversations about this on social media, and general assistance is great for a lot of towns, but most people in Acton don't qualify for general assistance because they're just over income. And just because you're over income doesn't mean that you don't run into a situation in your life where you can use a little help. And that's what our Neighbors Helping Neighbors started with. When we had an elderly lady that was on Social Security and she was over income because she was one person in one bedroom. All she had was Social Security, but she was over income, so I couldn't legally give her general assistance. But what I could do with your help is give her an oil tank full based on Neighbors Helping Neighbors. And nobody ever knows, but her and I. So it's all good. Good.
Any questions? Comments? Okay. Close it down. That's all set? Yeah. Okay, we're going to close the meeting down at 6:07.